10. How about a little flea flicker action? Tannehill taking a chance towards the end zone, and it is caught. A.J. Brown with a miraculous catch.
Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
People. Great win.
AFC South victory, big victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars, 31-10.
Yep.
Awesome job to the Tennessee Titans. A game that you and I knew we would win the game, but had caution, right?
Right.
Because it'd be one of the games that we slip up and lose or not play as well as we should. But kudos to my brother. And I was talking to him earlier. He's like, this was a business victory. We handled business. We closed the deal. And I was like, that's a great breakdown. That's what it was. Went to Jacksonville, and we handled business.
Exactly. And like you said, we knew we were going to win. It's just, hey, how are we going to win? Well, we're going to carry that same energy that we had when we played Cleveland over to when we played Jacksonville. So great win, great team win to go down there and stay ahead in the AFC South. Like I keep telling people, hey, the way to get into the playoffs is to win the AFC South and win your division. That way you don't have to worry about, hey, how are we going to get in the playoffs? Do we need help here or do we need help there? So definitely great team win and just great balance win at that. We'll get into that, people. But, hey, and this is the wins that you want to see you win with ease, right?
Yep.
You don't want to see these games close or go down to the wire because that tells you, hey, my team is not quite there yet.
Facts.
AKA Cleveland. When Cleveland played the Jaguars prior to it, it went down to the wire. So, like I said, great teams beat average teams or mediocre teams or below average teams with authority, and they beat them with this power that the Titans just beat the Jaguars with. And, of course, it's the Jaguars. But the Jaguars, like you said last week, Hug, is the best 111 team out there still fighting.
Yep. They do. They do fight. And, again, going to Jacksonville, Tennessee, what they did, man, they put a stamp down. And those things bode very well when the playoffs come. And, Jacques, as you just stated, as far as the playoffs, we now have a 94% chance of making the playoffs. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're in the playoffs. Be ready, right? Be ready. And, with these next few games coming up, man, let's solidify some things. We got the victory today. We handle business. I'm very proud of the Titans because at the end of the day, you still got to play. And Jacksonville's they're an NFL team. You still got to play and go down on the road and beat them, which we are 5-1 on the road. So keep that in mind as well, Titan fans. They're a hell of a road team right now, man. Absolutely. So, Jacques.
Right. Seems like we play better on the road than we do at home.
I know. To a point, I'm like, man, maybe we should lose some games to go on the road. You know what I mean? Like, man, the way we play, we just play inspired, man. Like, when we get pissed off or a team talks a little trash, we play better. We do, man.
Right.
So, Jacques, you and I actually, man, watched the game together for the first time in a long time because of the pandemic. And we want to give a shout out. We went to a place in Nashville, of course, North Nashville, kind of close to downtown. It's a place called Willie B's. Willie B's, the food there is awesome.
Superb.
Man, dude, seafood, the atmosphere is great. TVs everywhere, great music. So if you ever travel to Nashville, and those that are in Nashville, I'm sure you know about Willie B's. But if you ever travel to Nashville, you want a place to chill out, if you smoke cigars or you eat seafood or whatever, man, Willie B's is popping, man.
Willie B's is the spot, literally. Hey, and great house hospitality as well.
Yes.
And it was a pleasure, man. Great vibe as well. So definitely, man, definitely.
Absolutely. And we appreciate those as well at Willie B's Marie and everybody there, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to the DJ as well. Man, it was a great environment. Right. So we watched the game, Jacques. You know what I'm saying? And I always enjoy watching the game with you, sir. I really do, man. Because you and me, we just go back and forth like we see things, right? You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, that's a hell of a call there, Jacques. You know?
Likewise.
Yeah, man. So watching this game, sir, what are the reasons as to why the Tennessee Titans put a can of whoop you know what on the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Well, of course, it's the Jaguars. And like I said, I'm not going to take anything from the Jaguars because they play hard. But this is a team we know very well. This is a team we own, right? But actuality, the defense. And what did we say on our last show, okay? Offense has to start fast, right?
Yes.
But I told you this.
No paper.
I told you this, Lorenzo. I said if the defense can stop the offense, the Jacksonville Jaguars offense on the first couple of series, we'll win this game. And that's what happened.
Yes.
The offense kind of stalled out there for a little while, just a little bit, nothing too crucial or crazy. They went for it on fourth and I think it was like 2 or 1, and they handed off to McNichols, and of course he didn't get it. That's when the defense stood tall, right? They stood tall. They bailed it down, and they said, "Hey, we're back. Okay, we're gonna do what we got to do." Not saying the defense has improved like 1,000%, no, but to do what they did and what they've been doing for the past couple of weeks, minus Cleveland, you're seeing the defense that we've seen when we played the Colts, the Ravens, those teams. So definitely, but it was a balance. It was balanced all across 3 levels, right? Special teams, defense, and offense. Yes. Let's go to the defense first. We had a turnover. Michael Butler, A, right?
Malcolm blown out, man.
You hold Mike Glennon to 85 yards, 13 to 23, right? You have the Jaguars fan chanting Minshew at half because they wanted Gardner so bad, which I didn't understand why he wasn't playing. Right. Then you put Gardner in there. He fared a little bit better, had 178 yards and 1 touchdown, which is not bad. That's cool. You know what I mean? You held James Robinson to 67 yards. The young rookie still got his 1,000 yards for the season. But, hey, do your thing, bro. I'm proud of you. Yeah? You held Kenneth Cole, 67 yards. You didn't let Sharp go off. So those things were balanced on defense. We hop over to our offense, right? Yep. Balanced day again. Like when our Titans have a balanced team, we're dangerous, okay? Offense, Tannehill, 212 yards, 2 touchdowns. Derrick, 215, right? 2 touchdowns. Yep. I think it was 26 attempts, right? Got A.J. Brown, 7 receptions, 112. You can't get no balance in that. That's a 3-headed monster. And I know over years past we talked about having a 3-headed monster. Hey, on offense you have a 3-headed monster. On defense you have a 3-headed monster, right? So when those things are clicking, hey, we're clicking. No mistakes on special teams. So when me and you were watching the game, we already kind of knew. We said, hey, they not making mistakes. Defense has stopped the offense. We're good. Now, Gardner did get a little hot there at the end, but that's the end. And at the same time, even when he had to make a play, he couldn't make a play because the defense clamped down. So that's, for me, that's how we won the game. What about you, Hawk?
Yes, man, dude. Golly. Man, agree with everything you said, man, literally to the T. And like you said, so Jacksonville fans, I will say this. If you are watching this show and you are a Jags fan, I know initially we talked on our previous show about the Jags playing hard and not trying to tank. But I do question this, Jacksonville. Why would you play Mike Glennon knowing that Gardner Minshew is a better quarterback and has had some success with Jacksonville, right? So I could think maybe Jag fans could think where they're tanking so they can keep the number 2 spot and draft a quarterback, whether it be, Trask from Florida, Justin Fields from Ohio State, and even the Alabama quarterback. I think Mac. Yeah, I can't believe I'm short-terming his name. But he's actually from Jacksonville, Florida, okay? Right. The quarterback from Alabama. So I'm wondering that too. But regardless, even if you saw Gardner Minshew lighting up, in the last half, as you stated, Jacques, hey, they couldn't score on the second or so drive that he had, right? He's much better than Glennon. And if he wasn't playing in the whole game, we still would have won this game. Maybe they would have scored maybe 1 or 2 other points, but we still would have won. So I give the credit today to our defense. Mm-hmm. Now, we ain't said that in weeks, right? Hell, the defense ain't even said that about themselves. They know what's up. They know the issue. And so today, when you look at the Jags offense, they come in with James Robinson. Robinson been balling all season long. He had 67 yards rushing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, don't get fooled. He had the long run that added to that. I think like a 30-something yard run. So that added to that stat, right? Gardner Minshew had 178 yards passing. Mike Glennon 85 yards and an interception. The offense just couldn't get it going. And we thought that if anything, maybe they should see some success with their tight ends. Tight ends was a non-factor. Keenan Cole, them guys, non-factors, man. He had 7 catches, but no big plays. So I give the credit to Malcolm Butler and the defense. They played like dogs today, okay? Now, not a lot of quarterback pressures. It was, it's just who it is. Look, we are who we are on defense. We're not going to rush the passer, so just get that on your mind. It's not going to happen, okay? The best thing we can do is try to hold suit as much as we can and keeping our offense on the field for as long as we can to win games. That's just a fact. But I'm going to give credit where credit is due, and that's on our defense. We did not allow the running back to go wild. Big Jeff did his part. Rashaan Evans had a pretty good game. Kevin Byard had a good game. Kevin Byard actually led them in tackles. So I give a lot of credit to the defense for this game, man.
Facts. Yep.
So,
we know that we have to have plays to get the momentum, and the ultimate goal is to win the game. Yes. Give me some crucial plays or on offense or defense that you feel that spark this team to get it going, and then the ultimate goal is to win the game. What do you think?
Well, there were several plays that took place that I felt were some big plays. But for this game, I'm going Derrick Henry, sir. As you know, my favorite player.
Yeah. Right.
Towards the end of the second quarter, Derrick Henry with a huge 36-yard run, right? And, at that time, Jacksonville wasn't playing too bad. He was doing okay, kind of still hanging around 7-3, right? Kind of hanging around, thinking they was going into the second half just being down by 4. Derrick Henry shut that up real quick. And what's so crazy about it, man, doing the blocking, Dennis Kelly had a hell of a block, and so did Cameron Batson, okay? Cameron Batson blocked the corner that was shooting up on the blitz, and it just left the hole wide open. And Derrick Henry hit the seams. Ladies and gentlemen, touchdown Tennessee. Now, I think that was the biggest play of the game because even Derrick felt that way because after he scored the touchdown, he did the LeBron James finisher on him, right? He was finishing on him.
Third is short. Henry has it, and he's got a lot more. It's a foot race with Wingard, and Henry will score.
So this is what people don't understand, man. Derrick Henry and we've been talking now for 5 to 8 minutes. I'm not sure where we are on time here as far as the show so far. Derrick Henry had 215 yards rushing. Mm-hmm. That's not average. Mm-hmm. Derrick Henry is still putting up big numbers. That's really unbelievable. To the point, Derrick Henry is number 1 in NFL history. Understand what I'm saying. NFL history in having 4 times he's done this. 200 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, okay? No one's had more than Derrick Henry. Ironically, 2 of them against the Jags. He owns them, okay? Yulee, Florida product, right outside Jacksonville. He feels at home at the bank, okay? Now, Jim Brown, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Barry Sanders are the others. Derrick Henry is number 1 in that regard, and I can see him adding some more to his career because that's who he is. So I give the biggest play of the game to me. We had A.J. Brown and Malcolm Butler, and that's cool. Derrick Henry for me, man, because that ended up changing the game. We ended up going up, some more points, and then, we had some other points coming through as well. Derrick Henry with the second quarter finisher on them Jags. What about for you, sir?
So for me, like you said, you named plenty: the Derrick Henry run, the A.J. Brown catch, the Malcolm Butler. But for me, I'm going special teams. Okay. I'm going twofold. Okay. I'm going the block field goal. Okay, that was huge because he could have went up. The Jags could have went up 3-0 in the first quarter if they wanted to, right? But the block field goal by Daquan Jones was huge. Okay, that gives your defense a spark. That gives your special teams a spark. Okay, So the other play of the game is Gostkowski. He actually made a field goal. Okay,
man, we was like, he made the field. He made it. Remember?
He made the field goal literally. I mean, you couldn't beat it. Okay, so and I'm looking now the actual range of the field goal. Give me 1 minute here. Gostkowski, where you at? 53-yarder. He made a 53-yard field goal, and it went right down the hash, literally, right down the middle. So I'm like, hey,
no paper.
Hey, that's what we needed. That was the spark that we needed because we know we struggled on special teams all year. Lately, it's picked up. It's been pretty well.
Right.
But hey, without that block field goal, could have been 3-0. Without that field goal, we wouldn't have won it. We wouldn't have went up 17-3 going into the half. So for me, that was the crucial play, and that's what sparked everything.
Totally agree, sir. Totally agree. So we got to talk about many players in this game that made a major impact. We beat the brakes off the Jags, okay? We did. I mean, it handled it very smoothly, very promptly, got it done. Went to Jacksonville, Duval County, and we handled business. So for this game, who would you put down as the player of the game?
The kid from Yulee, Florida, man. D. Henry. 215, 2 touchdowns, 26 attempts. You can't beat that. I mean, he owns the Jags, okay? It's almost so sad watching these games when we play the Jags because sometimes they can be exciting, sometimes they can be boring. And I think the Titans felt that way today as well, especially with Henry running how he ran. He's like, man, this is going to be too easy. I'm bored already. Hey, coach, why you take me out? Literally. 215, he could have had more yards if he wanted to. And I told you this, Henry. Hulk, I called you Henry. I told you this while we was watching the game. That's why I was telling you, I feel like Henry is not bust a big one on purpose. I don't know what it is, but then, boom, he proves around and busts the big one. So, for me, it's the king, man, to do it 4 times and counting because it's a possibility that he can do it against the Lions. He'll even the Packers and the Texans, who Texans really have a suspect run defense. So, it's going to be 5. Let me say that. It could be 5. It's going to be 5. I'm calling it now.
Okay.
Today is 12-13. Hey, January 3rd, Henry's going to have 215 or probably 230 yards against the Texans. But for me, player of the game, and it's just easy to say, but it's so many plays that were made in this game. It's like this team is so freaking dangerous. What about you, Hawk?
So in the pregame, I saw somebody catching the football with an Atlanta Falcons number 11 jersey on. I was like, is that Julio Jones out there? Is that Julio? And I looked, I said, oh, that's Arthur Warren Brown. So he was just giving props to his role model, right? He said he wears 11 because of Julio. He looks up to him like a big brother. Arthur Warren Brown had a heck of a game, man. And he got hurt one time. I was like, oh, man, hope he don't hurt. Same with Ben Jones. So I was like, I hope they're okay. But Arthur Warren had 7 catches, 112 yards and a touchdown, 16 yards per catch. Arthur Warren was a problem, okay? When Arthur Warren makes that mind up and when he makes those catches, he's dangerous, okay? And what I like from him today, man, his routes were very crisp today, okay? There was nothing they could do with him, man. I was like, man, A.J. Brown is cutting the rug out here today, man. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he's going to always have his slants, turn into big gains and things like that. But today he ran more precise routes today. And I was really proud of what I saw from on, man.
Facts!
Yes.
No paper!
Yes, sir. This might have been his most calculated, smooth game that I've seen him play. And so he gave Jacksonville a lot of problems. Okay, so Arthur Warren, if you listen to the show, if putting on a Julio Jones jersey makes you do that every game, put it on every game. Matter of fact, put it on under your jersey, okay? All right? So I'm going to give the player of the game to Arthur Warren Brown. Awesome job. And Arthur Smith, too, he made one dumb play, and we'll talk about that in a second, I guess. But I felt offensively we played a really good game today, man. Masterful job on offense.
AJ had superpowers, man. He had the Julio Jones powers. You know, Julio was hurt, so Julio transferred his energy to AJ and said, hey, do what you got to do. But that's a great point, Hawk. That is a great point, what you just said. Yeah. Hey, this is one of the best games. He was actually a complete receiver in this game.
Yes.
7 catches. I'm like, hey, dude, you're becoming that guy. And shout out to MJ Tate, man, because he has an elite meter that he's calling him elite, but he adds the F at the end, so he ain't quite elite yet. So shout out to you, brother.
Yes, sir.
But, Hawk, we know this is one game down, 3 to go, okay? Yep. This is we taking it one game at a time. We said this last year, take it one game at a time. So, how confident are you, not just for these 3 games, but how confident are you when we do get in the playoffs to make that run like we did last year?
Well, last year I didn't know, going into the season, never thought we would have made it to the AFC Championship. I didn't think that going into the season. But once we were in the playoffs and we kind of saw things, how they were working out, our confidence level was very strong going into the playoffs last year. We had us beating the Patriots. We had us beating the Ravens. And we flat out said that. And against the Chiefs, we had our doubts, okay? So that lets you know we just don't think we're going to win every game, right? This is not a show that we think we're going to be 16-0 and we're going to the Super Bowl, right? You're not going to hear that from us, okay? We're going to be very honest and real with you, okay? going into the playoffs now, my confidence, it's a two-answer question. Confidence level on offense is about an 8.5 out of 10, okay, on offense. I don't think any team could really stop us on offense because we're the only team going into the playoffs that's a primary running team that has the best running back in football in Derrick Henry, okay? And if you attempt to make those stops on Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill's throwing the football. Ryan Tannehill as well had a hell of a game today too, okay? Despite having some struggles from Quisenberry at left tackle today, right? Ryan Tannehill still was able to raise his level up and make throws. I mean, Ryan Tannehill he had a great game today. And when you need Ryan Tannehill to step up, he steps up. He had 2 touchdowns, 212 yards passing. I mean, you really can't ask for much more than that from him. I think our confidence level on offense is good enough. Now, listen to what I'm saying, folks. The stumble's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs, okay? But I think offensively, we're good enough to beat any team in the playoffs, seriously, to where we can make the Super Bowl on offense alone, okay? So my confidence level is almost a cocky level when it comes to our offense because I don't really think anyone can really stop us on offense. It shows. We're averaging 30 points a game, man. That's not a cakewalk in the park. That's a team that's serious. Top 5 offense all season long, okay? Defensively is the concern. My confidence level is at a 3 on defense. I know some people, my man, we just beat Jacksonville. Like, I get that. It's Jacksonville, folks. Okay, it's Jacksonville, okay? When we play against teams that can really throw the football, it's going to cause us a problem. Now, what I really like where I'm not saying we're a 1 or a 2 in confidence level is the fact that we are stopping the run very, very well.
Yes.
But the teams we're going to play in the playoffs, they're not running the football. It's not really many good running backs out there left. It's just Derrick Henry and everybody else, right? So our pass defense is going to have to improve or we're not going to go far in the playoffs. And either that or our offense has to stay on the field the whole game. If any team beats us in time of possession in the playoffs, we're not going to win the game. We got 3 games left: Detroit, Green Bay, and Houston. All 3 teams can't stop the run at all. So our offense should do very well against them, okay? Now, against Green Bay, passing the ball, that's going to be an issue. Even Matt Stafford can throw the ball. Deshaun Watson can too, but Houston's just trash right now. But so if you average 8 and 3, if you average that up, what's that? It's 8, 11, 5 and some change. So that's my confidence level, man. The defense is weighing that down for me right now, and that's a major concern for me. We ain't got no coordinator, bro. I mean, that is what it is. So what about for you, sir? I mean,
so for me, and I always tell you 2 teams that can beat the Titans. It's the Titans and the Chiefs, okay? We know that, okay? Confidence, like you called it, Hawk. The offense is built how we thought it was going to be built. It's functioning how we thought it was going to function. You got Tannehill, a weapon. Derrick Henry's a weapon. Jonnu Smith's a weapon. Swarm's a weapon. He's a tight end. He's a weapon. A.J. Brown's a weapon. Cameron Baxter's becoming a weapon. Corey Davis is a weapon. You have too many weapons on offense to where, hey, you can spread it around and move it around like however you want it, right? Like you said, the problem is the defense going into these games. Now, hopefully, let's say this. Hopefully, if the defense can gain a little confidence that they know, hey, we can come out here and beat an adversary, anybody, we're good. The confidence got blown out the window is when we played Cleveland because the defense was up here, then they got knocked back down to the 4th level, right? The confidence level, we should be proud of the defense because I feel like, of course, they haven't performed at what we need them to be, and that's not their fault because they don't have a defensive coordinator.
right.
But when we played the Chiefs, they surprised us. When we played the Ravens, they surprised us. So with these next 3 games, if we can dominate how we dominated the Jags and the Colts and even the Ravens, if we can dominate like that on defense, that gives us some confidence going into the playoffs, right? Do I think it'll happen? I don't know. At this point, I'm so optimistic. I don't know. I don't know, really, because you don't know what you're going to get with this inconsistent defense. It used to be the Titans were an inconsistent team. Now we got 2 factors. Offense is consistently good, like literally consistently on their game, on their Grizzly. I mean, look at AJ, look at Corey. They almost have 1,000 yards apiece.
Yep.
Okay, 1,000 yards apiece. Listen to that, people. Hell, Henry. Hey, he's tracking what? He's probably at 1,400 yards now.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. Okay, that's consistency, right? I love what I'm seeing from our offense because you're actually throwing to your receivers, not just your tight ends.
Right.
Your tight ends is just an extra weapon to have, just in case. Hey, they don't, my gun jams. At least I got 3 or 4 more bullets. Hey, to go. We good. But on defense, there's so many interchangeable pieces. You're missing Jayon. That's huge, right?
Yep.
Missing Adoree. And we've had comments in our comment section wanting us to address the Adoree situation. Right now, I'm not expecting Adoree to come back and be the savior, okay? The practice highlights I see him when he's practicing. Whatever is wrong with his ankle, something is wrong. And they're not being transparent about it, but something big is wrong with Adoree. This could be career altering because if he doesn't come back the same, if he doesn't have the same speed, the same makeup speed, it's a waste, okay? That's huge, all right? You got Butler holding down his side, but Butler can only do so much. So that's the problem is the defense, you don't know what you're going to get with them, right? So on offense, if I got to give my percentage, because for me it's a twofold as well. It's a twofold. Yep. Offense, going into the playoffs, I'm at a 9, okay? This offense is so powerful, we can keep up with the Chiefs, but we built our offense to do that. That's what I hate. We built it to keep up with them. They have an okay running back, but we have the king, okay? You get the king going, you got Tannehill going, and AJ and everybody clicking at the same time. It's a shootout.
It is,
it's
man.
It's a shootout. Yeah. It's whoever's defense messes up first.
Yep.
Whoever messes up first, hey, boom. Now, you've seen it when the Chiefs played the Dolphins today. Hey, Mahomes, two touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That's un-Mahomes-like, okay? It tells me you get him going, throwing off his back foot. Hey, you can do it. The Dolphins has a good defense.
They have a great defense.
Just imagine if they had our offense, right? What they can do, okay?
Yep.
Our defense, I'm a lot lower than you. I'm at a 2, okay?
Okay.
I'm at a 2 because these games fool us. This Jacksonville game fools us, right? When you see when Minshew got in there, hey, the pace started picking up.
Yep.
I noticed, and this is an observation. When we playing bigger, slow calculating quarterbacks, we tend to do well.
Yes.
Because we don't have speed on defense to keep up with the Mahomes, the Minshew's, the Johnny Manziel, Baker Mayfield. We don't have those particular DBs and linebackers that can keep up with those receivers, and they get the ball out so fast. Hell, even Roethlisberger throws it so fast, right? Yep. So hopefully Dean Pease. Now I'm gonna say this. There's rumor Dean Pease might come back, right? If Dean Pease happens to want to come off his couch and say, hey, I want to coach. If you guys make it to the playoffs, I want to coach the defense. Then my confidence level goes up to a 7. Because at that point, hey, Dean Pease is going to put you where you need to be successful.
Yep.
We've seen him what we did last year with the talent we had. We got a little bit more talent and a little bit more speed now. Imagine what he can do with King. Imagine what he can do with Amani Hooker, right? Imagine what he can do with Big Jeff. Imagine what he can do with Tart when he stops stepping on people and come back, right?
Right.
Just imagine what those personnel groups, what he can do. We see what he did with David Long when we played the Ravens and in the playoffs last year. He put them in a position where they can be successful. So for me, defensively, we're at a 2. Offense, I'm at a 9. Dean Pease come back, which, hey, y'all, let's say a prayer. Let's see if he does come back.
Pay him what he wants, man.
Pay him anything. Yep. And it's a possibility he could come back because he sees the opportunity. He might not come back because he might be like, hey, this team is not as talented as I had last year, so I'm not coming back. So it just all depends. But for me, these next 3 games are going to determine the confidence level for the defense. And people, don't focus on the offense. Focus on the defense these next 3 games. See how they come together as a unit. Remember, Vaccaro didn't play today, right?
Right.
Hooker was cold. So definitely, man, that's for me.
Yep. Agreed, man. Agreed. So,
Hawk, I think your mic's off. Check your mic.
Oh, it is? Can you hear me?
I think you're good. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that ends the show, folks. Thanks again for tuning in. As always, congratulations again to the Tennessee Titans, who have a stronghold lead in the AFC South, making this playoff push. As well, to let you know that we do have merchandise online on Teespring. We have everything from socks to mugs to hoodies to masks. You name it, we got it, okay? And also as well, man, check out Nashville Stain. if you are in the Nashville area and you have things like your deck or your patio, anything that you need to be stained or whatever, man, hey, give them a call, man. Reach out to them. They'll definitely be good for you.
Right. Also, we have another sponsor. It's called We Vans, and I say this on the show every time. We Vans. If you ever wanted a website built, if you ever wanted consulting on how to start a business or even start an IT firm, they do consulting, they create websites, they do digital marketing. Hey, they do everything. Check them out, man. Link will be in description. Pretty reasonable prices. Hit that info at wevans.com. Put in your inquiry. They'll get back with you like that, and you good to go. So definitely, We Vans, man, all day. We working on something together. So hey, be looking out.
Cool. And thanks again to Willie B's as well, man. We had a great time today, Marie, there at Willie B's, man. Hey, if you're in the Nashville area, still, again, you can go there, man. You want seafood and a great atmosphere with music. It's on 918 Buchanan Street here in Nashville. So,
hey, big things coming too. So get ready, y'all.
Yep. So, as far as our contact, if you want to give us an email, you can contact us at TennesseeTitansWeekly@gmail.com, as well on Twitter at TitansWeekly247, and as well on Instagram at Tennessee Titans Weekly.
Also, I say this every video. Share the video, like the video. It puts us in the YouTube algorithm. So, hey, when you're searching us, hey, we're there. We pop up. Share the video to your auntie, your uncle, your dog, your cat, your mama, your daddy. Share them to anybody. Football fan, non-football fan, we bring content. Also, I say this every time, every show. We just don't know the Titans. We know NFL football. So if you're a Jags fan, subscribe to the show. We might talk about your team. If you're a Detroit fan, hey, come on through. We definitely got the content. So, hey, people, we here. Tighten up. Let's ride this road. Hey, we're 1-0. Let's get to the bowl, and let's do what we got to do.
Absolutely. So, to you and yours, tighten up. Let's get ready for these Detroit Lions. We'll be having the pregame at some point this week, so be on the lookout. Let's get it in, folks.
Let's get it. And what I mean by 1-0 is your season starts now to get into the playoffs. So think of it as one game at a time. 1-0. Let's get to 2-0. Let's get to 3-0. Let's get to 4-0. Let's get these playoffs, baby. Let's go. Tighten up.
Tighten up, baby. Tighten up. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's stop playing around. Let's get to the ship, man. Yes, sir.